Now, it's time to meet the players of college sports today, presented by the Allen Law Firm, and get this show started. He's a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, a first-round NFL draft choice, and a member of the College Football Hall of Fame as both a player and coach. He is the head ball coach, Steve Spurrier. He's a rare two-time SEC Player of the Year and spent over a decade in the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, Shane Matthews. And presenting the host of the show, with over 25 years of sports broadcasting experience, Terry Norvell. Coming to you from the Future Home Loan Studio inside Spurrier's Gridiron Grille, it's time for College Sports Today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell. Presented by the Allen Law Firm.
You know, a lot of people call this week 9 of the college football season. But around here, as we like to say, this is called Florida Georgia Week. Hi, everybody. Welcome to a very special Friday edition of College Sports Today, as we are on the eve of yet another Florida Georgia football game here in Jacksonville. A lot going on. We want to thank, of course, you see our major sponsors, our title sponsor, the Allen Law Firm, offices in Gainesville and Ocala. I'll tell you all about how to reach them. If you've been in an accident, somebody you know, somebody you love has been in an accident or been injured, I feel for you. You need representation. Contact the Allen Law Firm. I'll tell you as we go how to do that. It's as simple as pound yes on your phone. And also, we are in the mobile Future Home Loan Studio. That's right. We are in the mobile Future Home Loan Studio. Normally, we're always inside Spurrier's Gridiron Grille in Coach's podcast room, but we have taken the Future Home Loans Studio on the road because we've got a lot going on. Terry Norvell here. Glad you're with us. We'll go about 40 minutes today, kind of really putting a heavy emphasis on Florida, Georgia, of course, but then we'll also look at college football in general. Of course, we have our Safe Harbor Seafood picks of the week. That comes up in a little bit. Let me set the show. Coach Spurrier and Shane Matthews, as they do every Friday before Florida, Georgia, they are playing in the Danny Werfel Desire Street Ministry Charity Golf Tournament. It is a massive golf tournament every Friday in Sea Island, the Friday before Florida, Georgia. Danny Werfel does a wonderful job, his foundation as well. It is in Sea Island. It is very, very, very easy for everybody. Former dog players, Georgia players are in it like crazy. They're loaded in there as well. It's Florida players, ex-players, and also Georgia players. They have it in Sea Island. It's just convenient for Georgia people coming down. It's real convenient for everybody. So Coach Spurrier and Shane Matthews probably on about hole number 5 right now, and they are part of a huge Florida and Georgia contingent that are doing a good thing, raising a lot of money for Desire Street Ministries and a bunch of other charities via the Danny Werfel golf tournament. And so Coach and Shane out. Of course, we have their picks, and a few of them may surprise you, so we'll get to those in a little bit. Let me set the show a little bit as we head to our first break, and then we will get to the Safe Harbor Seafood picks of the week. Florida, Georgia. A couple storylines that struck me or have struck me this week as we go into tomorrow's 3:30 kickoff on CBS. I think, and this is me, nobody's told me this, I don't have a source, but this is Terry Norvell, deductive reasoning. I think Las Vegas told us early in the week that Anthony Richardson is getting the bulk of the play at quarterback for Florida. I think when that line came out at 14.5 points, to me, that screamed Las Vegas knows that either A, Anthony Richardson is starting, or B, they know that he's going to get the bulk of the playing time. The reason that jumped out to me early in the week, I thought the line would easily be 18, 19, 20, 21 points. I thought it would be close to 20 points. To me, Las Vegas told us all we need to know about the Florida quarterback situation. I think they know if Emory Jones, if their sources said Emory Jones was going to get the start and the bulk of the playing time, I think that line would have been way higher. I think the 14.5 is Vegas's way of kind of announcing that Anthony Richardson is going to get the bulk of the playing time at quarterback for the Florida Gators. That doesn't mean Emory Jones won't start. He may run out and take the first snap. I wouldn't put that past Dan Mullen. But that's my first clue I got early in the week. I think that is speaking volumes. Secondarily, a big storyline around Georgia. The Dogs having a wonderful year. Number one team in the nation. They've played like it all year. Many people are starting to say, well, you know what? This is not a real big game for Georgia. They can still get where they want to go and win the national title with a loss tomorrow in Jacksonville. I kind of caution people a little bit. I don't buy into that. I agree. If Georgia loses the correct game, that they could then still make it into the college football playoff. But let me tell you how big this game is for Georgia. If the Georgia Bulldogs can run the regular season, run it out undefeated, 12-0, if they can go 12-0, and then, of course, they will go to Atlanta to play in the SEC championship game. If that happens, if Georgia stays undefeated throughout the regular season, they take a mulligan with them to Atlanta. They take a get-out-of-jail-free card to Atlanta. If Georgia's 12-0 and they roll into Atlanta that first Saturday in December, that is, in essence, a practice game. That is a warm-up game if Georgia doesn't have a loss on their record. Yes, you want to win that game. Yes, you want to be the SEC champions. But Georgia at 12-0 has a mulligan. That's how big it is for Georgia. If the Dogs were to lose one game, be it Florida, later on Tennessee, Missouri, whoever they have, even Georgia Tech. If Georgia was to lose a game and head in 11-1 to Atlanta, it's must win. It is must win. So I think it's a monster game for the Dogs. It's a get out of jail free mulligan game for Georgia. I think it's a big, big deal for both teams. Florida, if they could somehow spring the upset, yes, I still think at the end of the year, there are going to be massive coaching changes on the staff for Dan Mullen. I think 3 or 4 guys are going to get the pink slip, and they're going to kind of retool that staff. It's a lot easier to replace coaches when you're feeling a little bit good about your program. If Florida could get this big win, it would help. I still think they're going to replace coaches. I don't think this is a game. I don't think a win tomorrow saves coaches' jobs on the staff at Florida. But boy, when you're replacing coaches going into the offseason recruiting, it's a lot better if you feel a little bit better about yourself. If you're replacing coaches and you feel the wheels have totally fallen off, it's tough. Everybody knows that. All the players, all the recruits, they know that. Everybody knows that your program is really downtrodden. So this could fix and heal a lot of wounds for Florida, this being the game tomorrow in Jacksonville. Will Pickett, you may be surprised at Coach Spurrier and Shane. They both have turned their picks in. We'll go through our picks as normal here in a moment. You may be surprised. Other things we'll get to, Florida State, wow, have things turned quickly for the Noles. They've got a chance tomorrow. We'll talk about that game at Clemson. Florida State has a chance. The Big Ten really takes center stage tomorrow with the one big top 10 matchup, Michigan at Michigan State. Ole Miss Auburn looks to be a great game. Can't wait to watch that game and see how that plays out. Notre Dame, boy, they're in a tough spot. They're on upset alert, I think. North Carolina could go in there. I don't know if they will, but they could go in there and beat Notre Dame. But boy, that Cincinnati game is haunting Notre Dame, because I don't think there's any way both Cincinnati and Notre Dame were to get in the college football playoff. And so Notre Dame would need Cincinnati to lose, but if Cincinnati loses, that makes Notre Dame's loss look a little bit worse. Pitt at home taking on Miami. I thought Miami was gifted a win, the Canes, last Saturday night. I don't know if that happens against a really good offense in the Pitt Panthers. And Kentucky, Mississippi State. Man, I have vacillated, and I'm going to pick it when it comes up in a few minutes. I don't know what direction I'm going. That screams upset alert. We'll talk about that and a bunch more as we continue here on a Friday edition of College Sports Today, presented by, of course, the Allen Law Firm. Remember, pound YES. It's that easy. If you want to talk to the experts, if something is bugging you, something has happened, not asking, not getting advice is the worst thing you can do. Take advantage of the Allen Law Firm, their free consultation. Pick up a phone, hit pound YES. That gets you through to the Allen Law Firm. And of course, you're watching our Friday edition from the Future Home Loans Studios. Take a quick break, come back. It will be picks time, a fun time of our show. The Safe Harbor Seafood Picks will come up next. And don't miss the scoreboard. We'll give you last week's results, the overall results, and we'll do some picks. That and a whole lot more on the other side. It is College Sports Today.
Ever heard the saying, all politics are local? I believe the same goes for lawyers. To me, it doesn't matter how many lawyers any firm has spread across the country. What matters is who's the lawyer right here, right now. I'm Bill Allen. I've spent my whole career fighting big insurance companies for my friends and neighbors right here in North Central Florida. If you've been hurt and don't know who to trust, I would be honored to help you and your family against any opponent, anytime, anywhere. Call me 24/7.
The good vibes. What? All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again. Good vibes. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again.
Taste the islands and every drop of Vida de Luis tequila, 100% blue agave from Tequila, Mexico. Good vibes.
All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again.
It's time to thank the sponsors that make college sports today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell possible. Vida de Luis Tequila, the official tequila of college sports today. Make sure you ask for Vida de Luis Tequila by name in your favorite bars and restaurants throughout the state of Florida. And of course, with your next margarita inside Spurrier's Gridiron Grille. Safe Harbor Seafood Mayport, Safe Harbor Seafood Crescent Beach, and Sliders Oyster Bar Neptune Beach. The official seafood restaurants of college sports today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell can be found up and down the Northeast Florida coast. Safe Harbor Seafood Mayport, Safe Harbor Seafood Crescent Beach, and Sliders Oyster Bar Neptune Beach. The proud seafood sponsors of college sports today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell. J.B. Coxwell Contracting, established in 1983 and offering complete site development. Go with the company generally considered the most well-respected heavy civil construction firm in Northeast Florida. Go with J.B. Coxwell Construction. For advertising information to get your business on college sports today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell, simply shoot me an email, tnsportsjacks@yahoo.com. Again, shoot me, Terry Norvell, an email, and I'll get back with you. That email address again, tnsportsjacks@yahoo.com.
A special thanks to all
the sponsors that make college sports today with Spurrier.
You know, our title sponsor, the Allen Law Firm, offices in Gainesville and Ocala. And obviously, we broadcast from the Future Home Loans Studios. We're kind of on the road. It's the mobile Future Home Loans Studios, two of our great sponsors. And you know all the other ones, Vida de Luis and the Sliders. Boy, I'd love to be at Sliders right now. Closed for renovations, open any week now. The two Safe Harbor locations. Safe Harbor Seafood locations, J.B. Coxwell Contracting. A lot of people make this show go, a lot of great sponsors, and we appreciate each and every one of those sponsors. Speaking of sponsors, Safe Harbor Seafood, they sponsor our picks contest every single week during the season, and we are upon us. And now in the show, real quick, if you're just tuning in, Coach Spurrier and Shane Matthews out. They are probably on about hole number 6 or 7 of the Danny Werfel Desire Cup. That is the event that takes place every Friday before Florida, Georgia at Sea Island. It is a wonderful Florida, Georgia, former players and coaches. They all get together at Sea Island and raise a lot of money through the golf tournament. The big gala was last night, and the auction. Just a wonderful event put on by Danny Werfel's Desire Street Ministry. So Coach and Shane, they play in that every single Friday before Florida, Georgia, and they should. So that's where they're at. But we have their picks. I want to say hi to Gerard. He has asked a question about would Charlie Strong come back and become the Gators defensive coordinator if they have an opening. My answer to Charlie was I'm just saying if I was Charlie, I would think he thinks probably not while employed. Charlie Strong obviously is on the Urban Meyer staff in Jacksonville. Number one, if you're employed, I don't think you want to go from NFL back to college and the recruiting. I mean, a guy like Charlie Strong has recruited a long time. The college jobs are getting uglier by the year because recruiting and more recruiting. And you may say, what do you mean more recruiting? Well, you're recruiting to keep your players from jumping in the portal and going to finding guys, in addition to your high school recruiting, is a bugaboo that's really hurting the coaching industry. I think guys will leave college quicker than normal because of all the strains of all the different types of recruiting. Dan is checking in as well. We appreciate his time here. Well, let's get to the picks. Evan, if we can throw up the standings real quick in this week's list of picks. We take a look here, and you see last week, the head ball coach was 6-4 last week. Shane had a 4-6 week, and boy, I got it going last week. 7-3 on the week, and that makes the overall standings. You see, I've been tied with Shane for 3 or 4 weeks, but I finally got a little distance there, so I'm leading overall with 54 correct. You see Shane at 51, and coaches dead even, 48 up, 48 down, as we head into this week's picks presented by our buddies at Safe Harbor Seafood. Let's get to it real quick. Game number 1, North Carolina, 4-3, 3-3 in conference play at Notre Dame. 7:30 NBC kickoff. 6-1 Notre Dame. Coach likes Notre Dame. Shane likes Notre Dame. I'm going with Notre Dame, but I've got them on upset alert. I think Notre Dame is good, not great. They've spit the hook out a couple times, but I'll go with Notre Dame. So it'll be a clean sweep across the board for all three. Game 2, Texas sits at 4-3 overall. Pretty good debut season so far, I think, for Sarkisian. Texas at number 16 Baylor, by the way. By the way, Notre Dame's 11th right now in the country. Baylor 16th in the country quietly. 6-1, 3-1 in conference play. They are hosting Texas. Shane likes Baylor. Coach Spurrier took Baylor. I'm taking Baylor as well, but this one, I think Texas is going to get an upset somewhere before this season is over with Sarkisian. They've been close. They couldn't finish off Oklahoma State. I don't have the guts to do it, so it's a clean sweep across the board. Coach Spurrier, Shane Matthews, Terry Norvell, we all like Baylor tomorrow. That is a noon ABC kickoff. Game number 3 will pit 9th-ranked Iowa, 6-1, having lost recently to Purdue. Iowa on the road at Wisconsin. Wisconsin 4-3 overall, 2-2 in the Big Ten, and they still got a chance now in the West. They've got a win over Purdue. They knocked off Purdue last week. A lot of people are calling upset special on this one. A lot of people think Iowa may have peaked a little bit, and they think that Wisconsin's going to win. I'll lead this off. I'll go Wisconsin, though. I just can't. I think Wisconsin pulls this one off. Wisconsin has turned the ball over an inordinate amount of time this year themselves. Warm-ups, they turn the ball over. They turn it over like crazy, and Iowa creates turnovers. That says, why go Wisconsin? It just feels that Wisconsin, coming off their big win over Purdue, I think Wisconsin's figuring it out a little bit. They've taken the game away from Graham Mertz, the quarterback, and really put it back into Badger ball, and they really run the ball. I think Iowa may have peaked. So Coach Spurrier likes Wisconsin and Shane Matthews. So all three of us, we are calling for a big upset, Wisconsin at home, to knock off 9th-ranked Iowa. Iowa's still in the mix nationally if they could run the table, but they don't play any of the big boys on the other side anymore. It'd be tough for them. Game number 5, I think this is a huge upset alert game. Game number 5, you've got Florida State quietly playing a little bit better football every week. Now, I know UMass is UMass, and they got the big win last week, but it seems like things have settled down in Tallahassee. Mike Norvell has It got dicey, but it seems like he's kept that locker room now. He's cleaned out the locker room, and he's kept the locker room. Florida State, 3-4, 2-2 in conference play at Clemson, 3:30 ESPN. Nobody knows who's going to start. DJ Uiagalelei was benched. He's really struggled this year. The backup came in. Clemson's got quarterback issues. Florida State has figured out that Jordan Travis gives them the best chance, and they call the offensive game plan around him now. They're not trying to make him do things he can't do. Florida State has a real chance. 3:30 ESPN. That's opposite Florida, Georgia, unfortunately. So it'll be tough for people to watch that live without a lot of flipping going on. But the fellas, Shane and Coach, both picked Clemson. I'm going Clemson as well, but man, oh man, oh man. I think FSU has a real shot at winning that game. Let me back up. I missed game number 4. This one screams upset alert I mean, the minute I saw it on the schedule Sunday, putting everything together, I said, oh boy, this one screams upset alert out of the SEC. Number 12, Kentucky. They go on the road. They're 6-1, 4-1. Kentucky, their only loss at Georgia. Kentucky is 12th in the nation. You don't see that very often this late in the season. Kentucky on the road at Mississippi State. 7 o'clock, SEC Nation. Mississippi State 4-3, 2-2. Kind of adding on to a pretty decent second year for Mike Leach. Coach Spurrier took Mississippi State in the upset. Shane Matthews took Mississippi State in the upset. I'm tempted here to go Kentucky, but man, I'm with these guys. I'm going to ride with Coach and Shane. I think Mississippi State at home is going to quick pass them to death, and State's defense has impressed me compared to what they played last year. We all three think there's an upset of the number 12 team in the nation tomorrow at night in Starkville. Kentucky, we all think, goes down. Again, we all are going with Clemson, but I wouldn't be surprised if Florida State pulls that upset. I know I'm hedging my bet. I'm going Clemson. But, man, I vacillated. Game number 6, the Miami Hurricanes. Manny Diaz and the boys down there are 3-4 overall. They're 1-2 at ACC play. I thought Miami was gifted a win. NC State probably should have won that game 2 or 3 times Saturday night. But Miami hung around, and they pulled out a 1-point win over North Carolina State. The Hurricanes now travel to number 17 Pitt, having a big-time season. Kenny Pickett's really leading that offense. They score a lot of points. Pitt, 17th in the nation, as I said. 6-1 overall, 3-0 in the Coastal. They're both in the same division, the ACC, Miami and Pitt. So Pitt, if they beat Miami, really kicks Miami to sleep, even though they're pretty close to going to sleep in terms of winning the Coastal. But this could really be the dagger. Miami on the road. We all three, like Coach Spurrier, Shane Matthews, and myself, I'm going Pitt as well. We all go Pitt here. And I think if Miami's not careful, this could get ugly. I thought NC State would put a big number on Miami. I was wrong last week. I think this one could get ugly. That is a noon ACC network game coming up tomorrow, Miami at Pitt. Game number 7, Penn State, 20th in the nation. They are really falling off I think they're going to continue to fall off the college football map. Penn State 5-2, 2-2. Their offense seems so pedestrian, even when Clifford's in. Penn State, 20th in the nation, goes into Columbus, a night game, 7:30 ABC. The Buckeyes of Ohio State, 5th in the nation in the AP poll. Ohio State 6-1 overall, 4-0 in the Big Ten. Ohio State, I think, is playing as good as anybody right now. I think the Buckeyes are dangerous. They're a tough part of their schedule's coming up, so they got to go out and win it on the field. But I think Ohio State is dangerous. That defense is getting some experience. They've got a bunch of 5-stars that are all young. They're starting to get experience. I think Ohio State is a dangerous team. We all three, Coach Spurrier, Shane Matthews, and myself, Terry Norwell, we all like Ohio State in the game. Real good game 8 out of the SEC. Can't wait to see this game. 7 o'clock on ESPN. You have 10th ranked Ole Miss. Ole Miss is the 10th ranked team in the nation. The Rebels 6-1, 3-1 in conference play. Ole Miss at Auburn. Auburn, say what you want. They're 18th in the nation. They're 5-2. They're 2-1, and they're right in the middle of the SEC West. They really control their own destiny. They've got a big win already in the West. They still have, obviously, Ole Miss. They have, obviously, Alabama. Auburn controls their destiny. A 7 o'clock game on ESPN. Coach Spurrier is going with Ole Miss. Shane Matthews goes Auburn. I'm going to ride with Coach Spurrier, and I'm going Ole Miss on the road. Getting a win at Auburn should be a hell of a game in the SEC. Game number 9 is the biggest game of the weekend, week number 9 in college football in terms of rankings. 2 teams, both ranked in the top 10 out of the Big Ten. The Big Ten now is starting to get some of their big games coming up here as we head into November. Number 6, Michigan, the Wolverines, 7-0, 4-0, quiet. They have barely gotten any exposure. They haven't had any of their big games yet. Their schedule is backloaded with their TV-type games. Michigan, 7-0 on the road, 6th ranked. They travel to East Lansing to take on number 8, Michigan State. So Michigan at Michigan State, noon Fox kickoff. Noon tomorrow. Both teams 7-0, both teams 4-0. Michigan State, year 2 of Mel Tucker. They didn't have a great year last year, but they absolutely undressed Michigan last year. They put a big knot on Michigan last year. So this is the biggest game of the week by ranking, and it's at high noon on Fox. That'll lead everybody into the 3:30 games with Florida, Florida State, Georgia, Clemson, obviously. Coach Spurrier goes Michigan State with their good running back Walker. Shane Matthews has picked Michigan State. I'm going with Michigan. This is another one that we're going to differ on a little bit. I'm going to take the Wolverines. You know what? It's a hunch. I think it's about time Jim Harbaugh wins a big game. A really big game. Michigan on the road should be a hell of a game at noon. And finally, our game around here, game number 10, the last one we'll pick here is the Florida Gators. Florida comes into Jacksonville 4-3, as everybody knows. 2-3 in conference play. Georgia sitting on top of the college football world. The Dogs ranked number 1 in the nation, 7-0, 5-0 in conference play. 3:30 CBS. The picks for Florida, Georgia from the College Sports Today show, sponsored by Safe Harbor Seafood, are as follows. Shane Matthews, 3-0 in this game, put up monster numbers. Shane Matthews picks the Georgia Bulldogs. Coach Steve Spurrier, great success as a coach against Georgia at both Florida and South Carolina. What did we say on Monday's show? 16-7 as a coach at those two places against Georgia. Coach Spurrier picks the Georgia Bulldogs as well. So Shane takes Georgia, Coach Spurrier takes Georgia, and I'm going to follow those guys and take Georgia as well. That is the pick. Remember, there's a big difference. This is a Terry Norvellism. I've said it for years. There's a big difference in who you want to win a game and who you think will win a game. I always throw that out to the fans because fans get mad, but we across the board, the pick, the common sense pick is Georgia. My God, the year they've had, they're ranked, and they've been blowing people out. So, I mean, who do you want to win depends on the colors you're wearing. But Coach Spurrier, Shane Matthews, Terry Norvell, we all pick Georgia. So there you have it. Our Safe Harbor Seafood picks of the week. I want to say hi to my buddy Aaron's checked in. Andrew's checked in. He says Florida 31-27. My man Michael Norvell checking in. Well said. We'll see. Remember, who you want to win, who you think's going to win. I always have to say that being in the media all these years. Terry, I can't believe it. Well, I'm charged with telling you what I think, not what I want. Anywho, so there you have it. Let's take a quick break. On the other side, we'll kind of put a bow on this Friday edition, the Florida-Georgia Eve edition. Coach Spurrier and Shane Matthews both out playing in the Danny Werfel charity golf tournament that comes up every Friday before Florida-Georgia. So they're out, but they turned in their picks, and we've got them down. I hope you enjoyed the pick segment. I love it. Fun thing we do on this show for a couple of years now. It is a lot of fun. Break time, come back. We'll wrap things up. We've got a special guest because there's something very, very special coming up in the near future on Veterans Day. Veterans Day is special in and of itself. And we've got a sponsor that's really, really rolling out the red carpet on Veterans Day. We're going to talk about that and wrap up this Friday edition of College Sports Today.
Ever heard the saying, all politics are local? I believe the same goes for lawyers. To me, it doesn't matter how many lawyers any firm has spread across the country. What matters is who's the lawyer right here, right now. I'm Bill Allen. I've spent my whole career fighting big insurance companies for my friends and neighbors right here in North Central Florida. If you've been hurt and don't know who to trust, I would be honored to help you and your family against any opponent, anytime, anywhere. Call me 24/7.
The good vibes. What? All the good vibes we had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again.
Taste the islands and every drop of Vida de Luis tequila. 100% blue agave from Tequila, Mexico. Good vibes.
All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again. All the good vibes we've had, we'll have again.
time to thank the sponsors that make college sports today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell possible. Vida de Louis Tequila, the official tequila of college sports today. Make sure you ask for Vida de Louis Tequila by name in your favorite bars and restaurants throughout the state of Florida. And of course, with your next margarita inside Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Safe Harbor Seafood Mayport, Safe Harbor Seafood Crescent Beach, and Sliders Oyster Bar Neptune Beach. The official seafood restaurants of college sports today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell can be found up and down the Northeast Florida coast. Safe Harbor Seafood Mayport, Safe Harbor Seafood Crescent Beach, and Sliders Oyster Bar Neptune Beach. The proud seafood sponsors of college sports today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell. J.B. Coxwell Contracting, established in 1983 and offering complete site development. Go with the company generally considered the most well-respected heavy civil construction firm in Northeast Florida. Go with J.B. Coxwell Construction. For advertising information to get your business on college sports today with Spurrier, Matthews, and Norvell, simply shoot me an email, tnsportsjacks@yahoo.com. Again, shoot me, Terry Norvell, an email, and I'll get back with you. That email address again, tnsportsjacks@yahoo.com.
Not only is it Florida Georgia weekend, you know, this little thing called Halloween is coming up on Sunday as we come back here on College Sports Day. I want to thank our title sponsor, of course, the Allen Law Firm, offices in Gainesville and Ocala, and our studio sponsor as we are in our mobile Future Home Loan studio. Everybody's scattered about. Coach Spurrier and Shane Matthews playing in the Danny Warfel Golf Tournament, helping raise a lot of money. They are out. They turned in their picks. But we're wrapping up the show. And as promised, I wanted to bring on a special guest. There's a real special event coming up every year. November 11th is a special day. It's Veterans Day. And one of our great sponsors, Future Home Loans, they are doing a very special thing coming up we're going to talk about as we welcome from Future Home Loans, Ryan Proffitt. Ryan, contest in the office, costume contest today, maybe, I'm thinking.
That's what we got. You got to bring your A game around here. So we're at the Future Home Loans headquarters, and we're just coming to you live here in the flaming hot Cheeto outfit.
So in case you're wondering, he is a Cheeto, right? And you know, Chester is there you go. Chester's an awfully cool dude, I tell you.
Yeah.
And you're a Cheeto. That's a great costume. But over your shoulder, that's the real Ryan Proffitt. So folks, don't worry. Yes, he's a businessman, and yes, he and his staff and the entire group at Future Home Loans can really take care of you. You're looking to purchase a home, maybe refinance. Future Home Loans, 5 years and running. You guys have really done a great job. Tell people real quick, I know we have a great relationship, what all you can do. Somebody's looking to buy their house, refinance a house. It's an exciting time, but you've got to get the back end done right or you've done it wrong. Talk about Future Home Loans.
Yeah, thank you. We're just having a great time here at Future Home Loans. We take care of a lot of customers. We take care of a lot of veterans. You can go online, you can read. We have over 2,000 reviews from our customers just showing their appreciation. We offer super competitive rates. We're not a big box company. We're not a big bank. We work for you. We go out, we find you the best rate, and we offer great service 24/7. I was texting with customers at 6 a.m. this morning. I'm sure I'll get some calls during the middle of the Florida Georgia game from people out looking at property that want to get updated pre-approval letters that we'll have to take care of. And that's the kind of service we offer. We are here from the very beginning until the loan closes.
Ryan, talk about the inner workings of Future Home Loans, veteran-owned company, and that is very important to the culture of Future Home Loans. Talk about what that means, veteran-owned, and you bring in a lot of veterans as employees.
Absolutely. I think we're up to 9 veterans that are on our staff. We have my buddy Mitchell sitting right over here next to me. He got out of the Marines. We got our buddy in there, Jazzy. He got out of the Navy. We got the 2 Navy vets. We got Rob, of course, Lynn was in the Army. We got Evan. We just keep going on and on with the amount of veterans that we hire. And we love it. I mean, we're in a veteran town here, you know, growing up here in Jacksonville my whole life. Both of my grandparents moved here. That's the reason why I live here in Jacksonville, because they were both in the military. And then my parents went to Fletcher. And next thing you know, we're still here and we're still taking care of the veterans.
Nice. So very, very, very nice. And I always mention this when we're talking about future home loans on the show. Purchasing that home is such an exciting time, but boy, you don't want to make a 15 or 30-year mistake. You really don't. Then you're having to go back and clean that up. You guys have relationships with so many lenders, and each financial situation is unique. So getting them matched up with the proper lender, I think, is really a big deal.
Oh, it's so key. I mean, just like anything in life, you like to have options. If you go to one place and you talk to them, they say, "Hey, this is all I can do for you." That's not good enough anymore. Everybody wants options. And when you come to Future Home Loans, we got over 20, 30 different lenders that we work for, and we're going to give you multiple options. And we're actually going to have a conversation with you and say, "Hey, what are you looking to accomplish? What are you looking to do? And what's going to best fit your needs?" And then we can pair you with that best option and that best lender to get you the best deal overall for the life of the loan.
Wrapping up with Ryan Chester Cheetah, Prophet from Future Home Loans. We want to bring you
on. I want my name tag.
To thank you. We've had a great partnership here with our show and Future Home Loans sponsoring our studio inside. We're on the road today. We're back in Jackson for the big game, but the Future Home Loans studio inside Spurrier's Gridiron Grille. Coach has got his own podcast room, and it's been a great relationship. Talk about there's a very, very special event. Certainly, November 11th every year is a very special day. It's Veterans Day. Falls on Thursday. People in the North Florida area, veterans in the North Florida area, boy, on Veterans Day, if you're in that North Florida area near Neptune Beach, Jacks Beach, in Duval County, anywhere near Neptune, you got something special going on at the Lemon Bar. Talk about it on Veterans Day, coming up on Veterans Day.
Yeah, thank you. Like we mentioned before, we love to take care of our veterans. So if you get out early in the morning, maybe go downtown, hit the Veterans Day Parade, and you're looking for something to do in the afternoon around 4 p.m., swing by the Lemon Bar. We're going to take care of your first couple drinks. We're going to have some appetizers. It's going to be multiple veterans that are going to be there as well. If you're a veteran and you're looking for any type of assistance, there's going to be people there to talk to. If you're looking for home loans, if you're looking for work, if you're looking for jobs, if you're looking for get back on your feet, we're going to have it all covered from head to toe. We're going to be there. I won't be wearing this. I'll be wearing my red, white, and blue pants, and I'll be ready to go. But we'd love to see you out there. So swing by Lemon Bar on Veterans Day, 4 p.m.
Okay, 4 p.m. Veterans. And if you want to just check out Future Home Loans, there'll be all the representatives out there.
Open to the public. We're not picky.
Yeah, definitely. And definitely, if you're a veteran in the area, it's a holiday. It's your day. It should be every day should be your day if you're a veteran. I know your company is littered, as you mentioned, with great servicemen and women that are now employed by Future Home Loans. It's going to be a fun time. I'm going to try, and unless something comes up, I want to get out there and I'll guarantee there'll be some ball talk as well out there, but it'll be a special time. Again, sum it up. Thursday, November 11th, Veterans Day, a big Future Home Loans happy hour at the Lemon Bar in Neptune Beach, right? Is that all the particulars? Just show up?
Just show up and have a good time. Come over, talk to us. We'll give you your drink tickets. We'll show you the appetizers. We'll take good care of you. You're going to meet multiple other veterans. Whenever we do these types of events, it's always amazing to me because veterans meet veterans, and they're all going through the same thing, or they all have the same issue, or they all have the same question, and we're all there to answer it, and we all kind of work together. So we'd love to see you there, Terry. And you can reach us at Future Home Loans anytime. You can look us up on the web at future.loans, or you can call us 904-887-7926, future.loans. We're here to stay. Your future's bright, Terry.
You got it, buddy. You got it. Ryan, thank you so much. I'm going to let you go win a couple costume parties and contests. And have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you soon. Thanks for all you guys do for our show and all the veterans out there. Thank you very much. Ryan Prophet from Future Home Loans. We'll keep it right here for a few more moments as we're wrapping up. I want to thank everybody that made this show happen. Coach Spurrier and Shane Matthews, of course, they're on the road playing in the golf tournament now in Sea Island. They're probably about 7 or 8 holes into it. The Danny Werfel event comes up every Friday before Florida, Georgia. All the former Georgia stars and all the former Gator stars, they get together and they play a round of golf. They had a gala last night. They raised a lot of money for Desire Street Ministries, of course. That's Danny Werfel's foundation and a lot of other charities. So that's where Coach and Shane are at. They'll be back next week, of course. We had their picks. As we wrap up, looks like Florida will wear their traditional uniforms tomorrow. Florida, the home team, orange helmets, blue jerseys, white pants. I'm assuming Georgia will wear their white jerseys as the visiting team. Real quick as well, people coming in or already in Jacksonville. If you're in Jacksonville, you know it. If you're coming in, weather is supposed to be absolutely spectacular tomorrow for football in Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Stadium. We had heavy rain yesterday, Thursday. It was expected. We knew it was coming. It was a washout all day. Front is kind of coming through. It's drying out, a little bit windy. That should dry everything out. Word is there's no rain on the forecast tomorrow. So weather should be perfect. I would imagine they are, the way it played out with the Jaguars gone, 2 weeks to let the turf grow. They probably just cut it a day or two ago because, you want to cut it because you cut the NFL hash marks out and then mark it up for the college hash marks and then the end zones and things like that in midfield. So weather should not be a factor at all. It should be, word is tomorrow, Saturday, the high is only going to be in the low 70s, the high. So it should be spectacular weather for another playing of the Florida-Georgia game. Wrapping it up, a couple things. Let me go back to the top of the show in case you're just tuning in. Two things that have really stood out to me this week. Number one, I think Las Vegas sent a clear message earlier in the week when they set the line at Georgia, a 14.5-point favorite. I thought that line was very low. I thought the line would open up Georgia as a 18, 19, maybe 20-point favorite. To me, and this is no inside scoop, but to me, when that line opened up early in the week at 14.5, that told me that Vegas knows that Anthony Richardson is going to get the bulk of the play. He's going to be the quarterback of record. Does he start? I don't know. But that tells me, I think if Las Vegas knew that Emory Jones was going to get the majority of the snaps, I think that line would have been a lot higher. That's number one. Number two, don't buy into this. This is not a real important game for Georgia. They can still get where they want to go and win a national title, even if they lose this game. That is possibly true. But here's the angle for Georgia. I'm telling you, what a special year they've had. But you want all the bullets in your gun, if you know what I mean. You want all your get-out-of-free jail cards if you need them. Georgia, it's important that the Dogs get to Atlanta undefeated. If Georgia makes it 12-0 and gets to Atlanta, they've got a mulligan. They've got a get-out-of-jail-free card that they could lose in Atlanta and still get in the college football playoff. A 12-1 Georgia team that loses in Atlanta, they will 100% get in. A 12-0 that loses in Atlanta, they will get in. A 11-1 Georgia team that gets to Atlanta, then they have to win in Atlanta. So Georgia is playing to keep their mulligan, if you know what I mean. Their get out of jail free card. Very important game. Very important game for the Georgia Bulldogs as well. That'll wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed bringing it to you. Thanks to Ryan Profit spending some time here catching us up on the neat thing they're going to do on Veterans Day. They being Future Home Loans. I want to thank all of our sponsors, including our title sponsor, the Allen Law Firm, for making this show happen. Evan Miller, our wonderful producer. A little more work when we're on the road. We're all scattered about, but he got it done as he always does. Thank you very much to Evan Miller, our producer. That'll wrap it up. Our picks are in. If you missed any of it, the archives are out there. We want to thank the people that are just now going to start consuming the show on all the leading podcast platforms. Thank you for consuming College Sports Today, either watching or listening. We appreciate it. That'll wrap it up. For everybody involved, I'm Terry Norvell. Enjoy Florida-Georgia week. College football week 9 is upon us. We'll talk to you Monday on the next edition of College Sports Today.